Are you asking about the Ibogaine experience?
I think, yeah, in specific. I was just curious what that looks like. The minute someone takes their dose, does something kick in immediately? What are they experiencing?
It takes about 40 minutes to 1.5 hours to actually kick in. And we administer a tiny dose first to see if there's any allergic reactions and also to prepare the body to receive the medicine. And it starts slowly, generally with a sensation of warmth surrounding the body. And that's when patients feel the relief from the withdrawal.
Really?
It's immediate.
Wow.
What's going on there when they feel that warmth?
So, well, it's a very complex process. It affects about 50 different neuroreceptors. So it's not, you can't really tease apart like what a person's feeling from precise effect on a single transmitter system.
So it's at that point where they start feeling less of a desire to do these drugs and things.
Yeah.
The addiction starts to...
To kind of let go, but then, the actual visionary state experience starts, which is more of a waking dream state. So when you close your eyes, you have this very vivid imagination, and you have a thought, and that thought becomes a picture. And it's subtle at first, but then it starts building and building and building until you're in this fully immersive 3D experience that when you close your eyes, you're able to access your subconscious and go back and explore different areas of your life that you consider important. Some people go back to the moment of conception or watch the different stages of human evolution or
do a rebirthing thing.
Yeah.
People do that too.
This is fascinating. Do most folks find it to be a peaceful process when they're in it or reflecting after looking back? At the time, can it be a stressful thing for people?
It can be a stressful thing for people.
So what's important to know about Ibogaine is this is a very long journey, and this does separate it from many of the other sacred medicines on the planet. Ibogaine, again, it depends on who's administering it and the dose and the intention, but for us at Crossroads, you're looking at a 12 to 18-hour experience. So it starts at nighttime. You take a test dose followed by 2 or 3 more capsules, depending on your body weight and your addiction type and what the doctors have decided for you. And then there's 4 phases of Ibogaine in total. There's 2 phases in that first night. So in that first phase, as Dr. Polanco is saying, it's a pretty intense visionary experience. So just to give you kind of an idea to answer your question, Kate, when the medicine starts to kick in, you'll feel this warmth take over your body. Yes, you might start to have auditory hallucinations. So you might hear buzzing in your ears, many sounds that are not there. For me, it was kind of like a jackhammer at some points. That's kind of hard to explain. You'll feel a tingling maybe coming over, a vibration of your whole body. And this is kind of the intense part of it, is the whole body starts to kind of vibrate. You might feel your consciousness just falling in space or rocking or spinning. And your body becomes ataxic. So you are laying in bed the entire experience. So for 12 to 18 hours, you are, hooked up to a heart monitor and a pulse, oximeter, and you will lay there all night, really not able to move much. If you move, you become very nauseous and start throwing up, and it feels like the whole world is coming up with you if you did try to sit. Really? So you're laying in bed through the duration of the night, and you go on a journey through these visionary experiences. To me, it's like you're navigating the deepest parts of your psyche and really opening up mental files that you didn't even know were there. And then that can last for 6 to 8 hours as you go through this visionary experience. People often describe having some kind of life review. Like Martine says, starting at conception, people have even told stories of past lives, or seeing things maybe their ancestors have experienced as they speak about old times before they were on this planet. And then they'll see memories all the way through their childhood and up to the current point in their life. And it's amazing because some of these memories have obviously left a person unsettled. They will see little things or big things that they did not realize were impacting them, or maybe that there was some stored negative energy or emotion around those experiences. So it allows a person to relook at a past situation and make linkages between their psychological health now and that experience that happened when they were younger. So they're allowed to have some healing and re-narrate that experience. And then past the visionary phase, after 6 to 8 hours, it can depend, they'll move into more of an introspective stage in that same night where the visions might start to calm down or subdue just a little bit, and they can start to process everything that they just witnessed. So in the visionary stage, you can see just, so many images. They're coming at you so fast. It's kind of like frames of images that are flashing in your mind. It's really hard to make sense of all of it. And so then the second half of the night is an opportunity. You're still in treatment and sometimes very heavily, but you can start to choose where you want to navigate in your mind and what you want to look at, and start to make connections and breakthroughs and insights on what your human experience has been so far, and again, why things are the way they are.
So you can be more conscious and start choosing the sort of direction you want your life to go in terms of addiction and things. It sure
seems like that. In the beginning phases, it can just be so, I guess, of an automatic experience that's just happening to you. And in the later phases, you can start to think about what you've seen and choose what to focus on.
So is this all tapping in, is this like the subconscious? Is that what it's really getting into? Or it's actually deeper than that because you're going past lives and things, right?
Yeah, so on that spectrum of consciousness, I see it as both subconscious and superconscious.
Oh, right, okay.
So you're going into the subconscious material of the past life review and many of the traumatic experiences that are now going through a corrective experience.
Okay.
And you're tapping into the superconscious, which is your higher wisdom, your higher truth, your higher self, that higher directive, that connection between us as humans and Source.
Okay.
Source, creator, God, the name of 1,000 names, however you choose to language it. So it's this both and full